Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Beny Mena with another episode of Offstage, the show where we get to know a little bit more about comics, get to know a little bit what happens off stage. And today my guest is the beautiful Ludo. Ludo, how you doing today?
Fabulous, baby.
There you go again with the baby, always baby. So we talked about this very recently.
Yes.
The reason you say the word baby
reason-
is because you're
yes.
horrible with names.
I am
You're like
horrible
me.
with names. So I was making love to this guy one time and I called him by a different name. So after that I was like, oh no, baby, this is it. So after that I called everybody baby, just in case.
How old were you when this happened? Were you like a teenager? Were you already an adult?
Yes, I was about 21 years old.
Oh, so you were young. It happens. It
Yeah,
happens.
you
So
know.
you were very promiscuous.
Well, you know, excuse me.
Like Gumi. you got you got around back in the day.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't a saint. You know.
It's funny because I've known you and ever since I've known you, you've been married, and I can't picture you like that, like at all.
Oh my gosh.
Like, at all.
Yeah. No, so what happened was I was dating this guy, you know. I know you don't know this about me. I was a dancer.
Okay.
A real dancer, not a strip dancer stuck in a pole. No, baby, no. We took hours and hours of ballet classes, jazz classes, and I traveled the world dancing, and I was a specialty act. I used to do acrobatics, like the ice skaters do, you know, on the ice,
Okay.
but without the ice. And I used to fly through the air.
Oh wow.
So my dance partner for 36 years, okay, that we danced
How
together.
old were you when you started?
I started at 15 years old.
Wow.
So we danced together our whole life, and we were lovers.
Okay.
But he was a devil. I mean,
Really?
oh my God, yes. He went to bed with everybody, and I was like, oh no,
But okay, maybe he went to bed with everybody, but did he ever call you by a different name?
No, he didn't.
Ah!
You win. Oh, you
Hey, you
win.
know, I gotta stick up for my own.
Yeah, no, he did not. But you see, he was used to it, but I wasn't.
Okay.
That's what happened. So yeah, but we stayed friends after we broke up.
So is that why you stopped dancing? Because you broke up?
Danced. No, I stopped dancing for two reasons. Number one, I cracked my sternum twice
Falling.
because I was flying through the air,
Mhm.
and he caught me wrong. I hit his knee with my chest in one of those flips that I used to do. That was one of the reasons I wanted to change careers. And number two, my little sister contracted HIV, and I wanted to promote safe sex. And that was my reason why I wanted to speak on stage. Because dancing, you have the body language and all of that, but you know, I wanted to verbalize and say people have safe sex. That's why I closed my show saying, go home, have safe sex, think of me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, and I used to give away condoms during my set and
Oh,
everything.
okay, so you started dancing, you know, you danced for 36 years, same guy, your sister got HIV, you wanted to a voice about HIV. So did you go from dancing to comedy or from dancing to acting?
From dancing to comedy first.
Wow,
The
okay.
acting, while I was dancing, I always did like a little movie here, a little movie over there. You know, in Puerto Rico, we used to do sketches on all the TV shows because I did all the TV shows in Puerto Rico that you can imagine. I started dancing at 14 in Puerto
Right.
Rico, and we worked with everybody: Sandro, Rafaela, Iglesias. I mean, everybody that came to Puerto Rico, we danced with them.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Then,
So you guys were the dance crew.
oh yeah, we were, baby. And then I started choreographing, and I
Okay.
choreographed for one of the biggest stars, which was Iris Chacon.
I remember Iris Chacon.
Iris Chacon.
Yeah. If you guys don't know what it is, it's basically like
Madonna, the Latina Madonna.
yeah, well, Latina Madonna / Dolly Parton, because she was
Oh.
she was very happy,
Talented.
very talented. That's what it is.
And big hair.
Yeah, big hair.
And
yeah.
big hair, yeah. So Iris Chacon, man, she was hot. She
Yeah, I
was,
remember her as a
I
kid.
mean, she is ¿cómo se dice? Una...
Icon.
Sí.
She's an icon,
tú sabes,
yeah.
Sí, sí. Y yo bailaba con ella. I used to dance with her, and then I became her choreographer. And
Okay.
then, you know, and then after that, I was like, I did everything I could do in Puerto Rico, and I wanted to grow
Mm-hmm.
And then I was working on this American show at the San Juan Hotel, and I met this guy, and that's when I started dancing with my partner.
Okay, but you
without
were only
spinning.
you were how old when you met him?
When I met him, I was going to be 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to be 20. So, and then I met him, and then after that, we left Puerto Rico. We went all over Europe. We went to Germany. We went to Switzerland. We went to Paris. We went Paris. We went to everywhere.
So you lived a life.
Yes, baby.
Nice.
Twice. As a dancer and as a comedian now.
Wow.
And when everybody said, "Oh,
I'm
you
still
gotta
waiting to go to
play-"
Europe, y'all. You guys want to book me to go to Europe? Let me know.
Take it.
I'm funny. All right.
He is very funny. You are very funny.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I love that. And you're a good, beautiful person too.
Oh, thank you.
And every time we do shows together, after he leaves the stage, I always go, yeah, he's fuckable.
Yeah. Not as much now. I gained some weight. I'm still trying to lose the baby weight. 3.5 years later. But I try.
You gotta do like me, baby.
Yeah.
Lots of tuna.
So let me ask you this, because as a male comic, not a man comic, a male comic, as a comic in general, we all go through BS, whatever. But I can't imagine, what women must go through, dealing with bookers, other comics, or just people in the audience after the show. They think you're hot, and then they're really pushy. So was that a thing you had to deal with, or you didn't really experience that?
I still experiencing that.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of guys that approach me after shows, but you know what?
Audience members, though.
Audience members.
Okay. No bookers, no club owners, no.
Club owners, no. They know I'm married, and I have always had a partner, even in the dance world, and now as a comedian, I've been married for 23 years, and I marry a comedian, which I was known on the business by the club owners here in Los Angeles.
Yes, I know your husband, Dave, so give a shout out to your husband.
Yes, my baby. I love my husband. I adore my husband till he pisses me off. But that's another story. But anyway, I just have this way of dealing with stuff like this. I have always laughed about it. I always, it's a fake laugh. But that's how I just go.
You get thick skin.
Yes, baby. And it have never affected me. Have I had a couple of situations? They have been with a gun and everything that the guy wanted to force me. Yes, with gun
really?
And everything.
With a gun?
With the gun.
Audience member?
Yes. Well, no, that one was a producer of a show I did downtown in Los Angeles.
Comedy or dancing?
Dancing.
Okay, wow.
Dancing. This is from the dancing world.
Oh, tell me about that. How did you get away from that situation?
Oh gosh, really? Can I? Well,
or you had sex with the guy. I don't know what it is.
I didn't have sex. I'm like Bill Clinton. I didn't inhale. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, and if you are out there looking at me, fucker. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, mi casa, su casa.
So anyway, I did it. So, okay. So what happened was I do this show at the Mayan Theater downtown.
I know them. I used to go there back in the day.
Yes.
When I was young.
I was hired to do this dance behind a screen, which was the shadow dance, which is very sensual, and and I loved that because I was all posing and then the dancing and the legs and the body and all of this, blah blah blah. So anyway, I finished the show, and this guy's like crazy about me. He's like totally in love with me.
And he's a producer of the show.
Yes. And then he goes, we are going to go eat something. Would you like to come with us to have breakfast? I was kind of new in town because I never wanted to live in Los Angeles. I used to live in Las Vegas for 12 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I have come here, and I was doing this show. So then he goes, we're going to go eat something. And I should have known better because my mom always told me, first of all, don't go late at night with somebody you don't know.
Right. And it was just you two?
No. That's why I went. There were other people, musicians and audience members from the party, and there was a group. So then after that, oh, he said, leave your car here. Come in my car.
Ah.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So I fell for it. So then after the breakfast, everybody eating and having a lot of fun, he goes, I got to give a ride to my friend to his house. So we get there, and I guess this guy was going to go with this other girl. And then he goes, let's go in for a second. And then we go into this place, and it was a room. And there I was, stuck in this room with this guy. And I have no idea where I was. I didn't know how to get back to my car.
Right.
Because I was new in town, no GPS on that time.
Yeah.
And
not even MapQuest in that time.
Baby, I have no idea. I was
bust
like,
out the Thomas guy, baby.
Yeah. So anyway,
Thomas guy. That's what I used to. Old school people know what I'm talking about. Thomas guy, baby.
The Thomas guy. I didn't even knew about those.
Oh, really? I lived by it.
Oh my God. So anyway, so then there we were, and he's like, we're here and we're gonna have sex. And I was like,
Just
no,
like
we're
that?
not. No, we're not. And I have to spend the night there. Oh yeah, and I slept with him in that same bed and everything. And but I didn't have sex with him. And then in
When
the
did he pull out the
morning,
gun?
and then in the morning he said, look, just take this gun, and if I do anything that you don't want me to do, you can.
Oh,
just,
he gave you the
he
gun.
gave me the gun, and you can shoot me or whatever. And I was like, I don't need this, whatever. And he goes, well, and then we're gonna have sex, or we're not gonna have sex. And then he started getting like weird. So I was like, jump in the shower, and I took care of him. And
Like
then,
a hand job?
yes.
So wait, so I'm not gonna have, but I'll give you a hand job.
I got a hand job, but I'm getting out of here alive, baby. Oh no, he got weird. He got weird. So it was like,
but well, you gave him a hand job.
but what did you want me to do? I had to save my life.
You didn't like go look for the other girl and the guy, like, hey, this guy's crazy or anything?
He didn't let me get out of the room. He had a gun. After he gave me the gun, and I said, I don't need this gun. And then he took the gun back. And then he's like, are we going to have sex or not? And then he started getting weird. And I was trapped in this room with this guy with a gun.
What did the guy look like that he had to use a gun?
Yeah, I know guns. I knew how to use the gun.
No, what I'm saying is, like, estaba feo, was he ugly? Or, I mean,
No, he was not ugly. He was really cute. He was really
but he
cute.
needed a gun to convince you.
Yeah. Because,
Wow.
I mean,
I wish someone
But,
used
hey.
to use guns.
my fault.
Yeah, you went with him, yeah.
What am I doing with a stranger after 1 o'clock in the morning,
Well, it's not
By
your
myself.
fault he pulled out a gun. You thought you were going to go eat, and he did the whole, let me get my, But, I don't think you had to give him a hand job, but.
Oh, really? You take my position, Buster.
Lately I've been taking your position a lot. This guy hand has a gun, and this hand does the hand job. Anyways.
No, I mean, I felt trapped. And,
No, I'm pretty sure you were 21. It's scary.
It was very scary. It was scary, but I didn't act scared. I just act like I was tough. And,
Was this
but he was cute.
Was this like a one-time show? You had to see him again, or that was it?
No, I never answered his phone call ever again.
Oh, he tried to call you.
Of course.
Wow.
Oh, no, after that, he wanted to go out with me and everything.
Wow, did you tell him, like, hey, leave me the F alone? And we just didn't answer.
No, I didn't answer.
That's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't happen to guys. As much as we want it to happen to us, it doesn't happen to us. So that was your dancing experience. In comedy, has anything like that happened in comedy?
In comedy.
You ever, like, when you start doing comedy, you ever been out with like a bigger male comic, headliner, and you're the opener? Anything like that?
Oh, well, in comedy, I have had a lot of guys. Before I met my husband, when I was living in Utah, and I was working at this comedy club, the comedy circuit, owned by my dance partner. After we broke up, we're still friends. And we
Wait, he
still
opened
dance
up a
together.
comedy club?
Yes, just for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Oh, he was a wonderful guy. And
I love a devil.
yeah, we were just so young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, when I was working there at the comedy circuit, and I used to help with the club, and I used to carry the comedians around in my car.
Okay.
All the comedians wanted to get on my pants, And I was just a dancer. I was just starting the comedy thing. And
So-
they would come over to my apartment, help me write jokes, and then they would come on to me. But nobody ever disrespected me. It was just all,
Just flirting, yeah.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, common
I
flirt.
loved that part, the flirting part. Oh.
So, how'd you meet your husband? How did he become the one?
Oh, well, I was working at the Comedy Circle. I come to dance with my partner, and the show was like a Vegas style show. It was like
Okay.
two headliners. Opening act and the headliner. And my dance partner and I will dance in between.
Okay, you're the intermission act.
Yes. So I come to my work, and there were two dressing rooms, one for the comedians and one for my partner and I. So when I come in, he is in my dressing room,
Your husband.
my husband, which I didn't know him yet. And he was fixing his hair. He had long hair, and he was fixing his hair, looking at himself in the mirror. And I said, "Excuse me, but you are in my dressing room." And when he looked at me and he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know," I heard this voice that says, "Husband."
Really? So like that first love at first sight.
Te lo juro. That's exactly how it was. And I went, "Oh, I'm going to marry this guy." But I acted like nothing, you know.
Wow.
And then he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," you know. And then I said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "I was just fixing my hair." I said, "You just need some hairspray." And I took the hairspray and I sprayed his hair. And then he took his guitar.
What is it? 1980 what? Yeah, Aquanet. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that 80s look.
Yeah. And he was like, you know, guys with hairspray, he hated it. And then he went to his dressing room, and then I stayed in my dressing room, and I just knew that I was going to marry this guy. And then we became friends. And then there was a fire, like a couple of days later.
So wait, he was there for a week?
Yeah, he was there for a whole week.
Okay.
And then a couple of days later, I was leaving home, and I see this fire across the street, and I ran back in, and the only one back there was him. And I was like, "Please, you gotta help me, there's a fire, please, there's a fire." And he's like, what's going on, you know? And my husband, you guys gotta meet my husband. He has 3 speed, slow, more slow, and stop. And he just sits there like that, you know, and he goes, what's going on? And I go, "There's a fire, you gotta help me." And he's like, "Where's the fire?" And I'm like,
Wow.
"Come with me, come on." And I pulled him over, and we went there, and we found a hose, and we put the fire out.
The fire was at what, a business, a house? Or
It was a house, and it was a shed. They
It was
had
across
caught
from the
fire,
club?
and it was across the street from the club. And then after that, we were just laughing, hysterical, both of us, and then we became friends. And we were friends for a year.
And he pulled the gun out.
Are we gonna have sex or no? We were friends for a whole year, and I never let him know that I liked him, and I didn't know that he liked me. But he was coming and watching my dance every time.
Wow.
And then Sam Kinison, you know Sam? Remember Sam Kinison?
Yeah, that's the reason I became a comic.
Really?
Yeah, I saw him do what he did on TV, and I was all like, yo, Sam Kinison was the man to me, all right? Richard Pryor's God, George Carlin, but Sam Kinison to me was like the man, all right?
Well,
I loved watching him.
oh my God, guess what? I opened for him
No way.
in Salt Lake City, Utah, in front of 2,500 people. It was packed. And I think I am like the only woman that ever opened for him, I think. And then my husband was working, he wasn't my husband yet. We haven't even started dating yet. So he was working at the club, and I went to him and I said, "You gotta help me, again." And he goes, "What's wrong?
Another
What's
fire?
going on?" Yeah. And then say, "I had to open for Sam Kinison, and I only have 10 minutes. And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I need to do a half an hour."
Oh, you were featuring for Sam Kinison. You weren't opening. You were featuring.
Yes, baby.
Wow.
So he helped me
Wow, that
come
must
up
have
with a
been
half
amazing.
hour material. He directed me, he wrote jokes for me, and then we spent like 3 days together, a day and night, doing this. And then I went and I killed, and I recorded it. And then after the show, he came over to look at it, and then after that, we started kissing and hugging. And then I said, "Oh, you gotta go." And he goes, "What do you mean?"
Ah,
I said,
you
gotta
faked
go."
the funk. You.
And then I watched him get to his apartment, and I called him up when he got there, and I said, "Talk dirty to me." And then we started going out, and we're
I would
married.
have been like, shut up, tease. Oh, that's an awesome story. All right, cool. Well, we're going to take a little break, pay some bills, and we're going to be back with Ludo Vida.
Hey guys, it's Ellie here. I am a singer and an actress. You guys can find all of my recent commercials and all the recent videos on all my social media, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can find me on Ellie and Ellie. You guys can listen to all of this on BTV, I3, and LVU Quantico Radio.
If you don't want to fall immediately and immutably into love, look away. If you don't want to find yourself suddenly discontented, disconcerted, distracted, look away. If you don't want to be held against your will or bound to something, anything, like heat or want or hurt. If you don't want even a glimpse at where you always secretly suspected your life could lead. If you don't want to be seduced, then please, please, look away.
Hi, I'm Jessie Martin. Join us every Tuesday from 5 to 6 on the Legacy Direct Show, where we have different guests and talk about different topics. Get to learn more about our friends right here on LV and Quantico Radio. Don't miss it.
When you look for things, when you search the polished showrooms, the markets, the runway shows, you are looking for me. Beyond luxury and status, beyond capability and utility, you are looking for me. And when you dream of an SUV existing far beyond the ordinary, an SUV steeped in performance, infused with passion, artistic beyond description, you unknowingly dream of me. I am the end of your search, your drive, your dream. I am what you live for. I am the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, the first sport utility vehicle created by Alfa Romeo.
Hey, we're back here off stage with my special guest, Ludo Vida. And she's my special guest because she's actually my first female guest. And because you're my first female guest, we changed sets. We normally have a desk, and we're using this nice, beautiful, dirty sofa.
So I can feel like a Hollywood star.
Yeah, we can feel like, you know, like in TV, when we watch TV, you know, the talk shows and stuff.
I love
Maybe
it.
should have been divided, but this is kind of cool.
It looks
So,
really cool.
it's comfortable, right?
It's comfortable. I'm very comfortable.
I believe
yes.
it. No, I like the desk a lot, but this is a lot more comfortable, so I feel more at home.
Thank you, baby. I feel more comfortable here.
All right,
yes.
cool. So listen, I've known you 15 years. We talked a little bit about how you met your husband and how you were hoish back in the day, but you were dancing and stuff like that. But you're actually a very funny comic. You're very high energy, and you get the crowd involved. You actually use the crowd in some of your jokes. So I know you said when you opened up or you featured for Sam Kinison, your husband helped you write jokes, but since then, does he still help you write jokes, or you write your own material now, or what's
Yes.
going on?
No, he is the writer. I mean, I can write 1 or 2 jokes here and there, but he is a great writer. He writes songs, he writes movies, and he's still writing my jokes about him.
Yeah, okay.
Which is funny because a lot of people look at me sometimes when I say things, they're like, and I'm like, my husband wrote that. So.
But do you like, okay, out of your set that you have right now,
Uh-huh.
how much percentage of it did he write, and how much did you write?
Oh my God, he's like 85%.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I
Oh,
could,
yeah.
I could, I could just imagine trying to think of a joke for you. Okay, I'm a woman from the Dominican with a very heavy accent. How am I going to say this?
He writes on my accent.
Wow.
He writes on my accent.
By the
That's
way,
how he
like we have a translator here in case you say something we don't understand. So and then
that happens with Siri all the time.
yeah, so
Lord.
we're gonna do a fundraiser GoFundMe page right here at the LD Phonico Radio for Ludovica. We want to get her hooked on phonics so she can start speaking better.
No, but seriously, let's take a serious note here. Talking about GoFundMe. I do have a GoFundMe page for my brother-in-law, Carmelo Diaz, who is an ALS patient. He's the longest ALS patient living right now. And I had to take him out of Puerto Rico because we were there on the hurricane. We were stuck. He was dying, and thank God I was able to find this team. It's called Team Gleason. They helped me get him out of the island, and they're in Louisiana right now, and there's a GoFundMe page for them. Is Hurricane Survivor, Hurricane ALS, Carmelo Diaz. I'm sorry.
So it's Hurricane ALS
Carmelo Diaz.
Carmelo
It's a
Diaz.
GoFundMe page. Go there. $1, $2, $5, $20, $50, $1,000. It doesn't matter, baby. Everything helps. Love you for that. God bless you.
All right. Well, hopefully we get some money for you. But speaking of the hurricane, I saw your postings on Facebook. You were there during the hurricane. Describe that scary scenario.
Whoa, baby, whoa. It was the scariest thing.
No,
that I ever-
scariest is good.
Scariest
Scariest.
is-
Scariest. That's good.
That is good, yeah.
It's okay.
It was okay, yeah. It was horrible. It was horrible.
I can't
It
imagine.
was
I mean,
the noises, the rain, non-stop rain, the wind. You didn't know if your roof was gonna blow away, if you were okay, and being in the situation that I was with, my mother had just passed away like days before this.
Which
whole
is the
thing.
reason you were there.
That's the reason why I was in Puerto Rico,
Okay.
and it was painful on its own. I mean, I was like freaking out about that, but having to deal with the hurricane and my brother-in-law situation to help my sister to keep him alive, you forget about the pain of my mom,
Right.
because I had to survive myself and help other people to survive. It was horrible. It was horrible. We were in the house 4 days without not being able to get out. I finally was able to get out.
Did you have food for 4 days?
Oh yeah, I had to get everything.
So you guys knew it was coming and you got provisions.
Yes, they did tell us it was coming, and I gotta tell you something. If you want to be stuck, waiting for a hurricane, please pray there are no Puerto Ricans, the people stuck with you, because they don't prepare. They just go, oh, hurricanes, yeah, they come and go. No, baby. I'm like freaking out, going, we need matches, we need food, we need water, we need plastic bags, we need gloves with flashlights, we need everything. I had first aid kits, that I went and bought, They're like, what are you buying that for?
I didn't know they sold first aid kits. I bought a first aid kit, but I never bought a first aid kit. So tell me, how big are the kids?
You know, the Band-Aids and the... It's
I gotta
my
mess with
English.
comics. I gotta mess with it.
I've been out of the country for a while, you guys. I was in Florida, you know. So anyway, so yeah, I had to prepare, and they were just looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
So okay, so over here the news said there's no electricity went out. Is it throughout the whole island or?
Oh yes.
So no power.
No power, no gasoline, and then I happened to buy the last planta, ¿cómo se dice eso? Generator that was left in the island. It was God. God was had me there to be able to keep this guy alive, okay? Because I went to Home Depot to get a cord to fix the generator that we already had that was broken, and I never knew that we were not going to be able to fix it. And then the lady said, I don't have the cable, but I have one generator left, and after this we're going to close, and there's no more generators on the whole island.
Oh, you got lucky.
He got lucky. He got lucky.
No, but I mean, well, yeah, he got lucky. But I mean, the fact that, you know, she's looking for a cord and she said, no, I don't have that cord, but I have a generator.
A generator. You
That's
want
amazing.
it, and
Yeah.
it's the last one. And I was like, do I want it? She goes, lady, we're closing. And I was like, okay, give it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm walking with this in my hand, and I'm going, $800 generator. Do I need it? Do I get it? I didn't come here to look for this. And then they're going, we're closing. I said, okay, I need the generator. And I just took it with me.
Wow.
And then I had to find gasoline to keep it going, of course.
Wow.
So I was in line for 9 hours.
Damn.
Waiting to buy $15 worth of gas. 9 hours every day for I don't know how long.
That's crazy.
And some people down there, they don't know how to help. They don't know
No,
how to
no,
help.
you know,
Yeah.
I know, like, you know, I didn't go through a hurricane, but I went to the LA riots. And even though, you know, people were looting and stuff like that, some people were going through some hard times, you know, like they're like shop owners, their shop got, you know, vandalized and stuff like that, got looted. And I was always type of guy that, you know, I'm willing to help. But you'd be surprised how many people, when there's some kind of disaster, they take advantage.
Oh, yeah.
People are greedy and some people are evil, and it's sad. It's really sad.
It's
I mean,
really sad.
yeah,
I mean,
you know.
This guy from the gas station, I had the picture of my brother-in-law connected with a tube coming out of his thing because he's connected to the electricity. And I'm showing this picture to him going, I need gas to keep this man alive. We don't care. Everybody has a story. I'm like, what? Thank God for my next door neighbors, our whole street. This kid, they grew up with me when I was in Puerto Rico. I was little. They help us, you know. I mean, there were some people that really did help, and then there's the people that
They take advantage.
they take advantage and they don't know how to help, and I don't care. I'm like, but I have a picture. This is him. I don't care. Everybody has a story. I'm like, oh my God.
You know, okay, look, I understand that was messed up, but at the same time, how many times have you been like, I used to take the metro, I used to work in downtown LA, and people, guys or girls will come in with signs saying, you know, I'm trying to raise money for a funeral, family member just died, whatever.
And then was
Right, yeah, and then, you know, like, next month they're there, I'm like, well, when's the funeral? I gave you money last month. You know, so I understand that you needed it, but at the same time, when they have the same mentality,
Yeah.
somebody's trying to take advantage. You know, somebody's just
Yeah.
trying to cut in line. Somebody, you know, and it's sad. It's sad that, you know, we gotta go through that. You know, because people, you know, they lie about stuff. You know, they cry
I
wolf,
know,
and when they
know.
really need it, you
Or
know.
don't you hate it when you go and you buy them some food, and they look at the food and go, I didn't ask for this.
Oh yeah.
I want to shove it up, you know, where.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but my point is now you know why probably they were like, everybody has a story, you know. I know it's
yeah.
messed up, but you know,
Yeah.
because, you know, everybody does have a story.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, and then,
It's true, you know.
I don't want to get into the homeless because, you know, I'm from LA and we got a really bad homeless situation.
Oh, this is it's
You know.
horrible. It's horrible.
Oh yeah, you know, I got the homeless cousins because they don't leave and they go to their house. So, and you know, I'm Mexican. We got big families, man.
Well, you know, my husband pissed me off. He's gonna be homeless real soon. You know. No, I love him.
No, your husband's white. He's we like to call it the cosigner.
I love
Yeah,
that one.
you got a cosigner. Yeah, you got, that's a keeper. That's why she's all like, you know, I'm gonna marry him.
I
you
would
know.
marry him. husband. Oh, he was so hot. He was so hot. I was still in love with my husband like the first day.
Okay,
It's
speaking
funny.
of being hot, so okay, because I'm trying.
Yeah,
to,
we're gonna talk about me now?
Yeah, I want to talk about you because you guys got to hear the story. So, but I'm trying to do the timeline because you start dancing at 15.
Uh-huh.
You dance with your partner for 30,
36.
and then you start doing comedy.
Well, no. I started doing comedy in between before I quit the dancing for complete.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, no. I danced with him. When I started doing comedy, I was still dancing.
Okay.
And my husband and I, which already started dating after we met there, I moved to LA, right? And I started doing comedy at the Comedy Store. Mitzi Shore said, "You're gonna be the next Roseanne Barr." She said I was gonna be. She was the one that used to discover all the comedians.
Yeah. And,
So she gave me my own show in the main room at the Comedy Store. So I will come from Utah to the Comedy Store, and I will do the show here. And then my husband and I, which we were not husband and wife yet, the boyfriend and girlfriend, we would drive back to Utah, and then I would dance with my dance partner there in Utah.
Wow.
So no, I was still dancing when I started doing the comedy thing. So when you met me, I was still a dancer, but nobody
wow.
knew.
Okay. Well, the reason that I'm trying to do the timeline is because, you know, we're not supposed to ask how old you are. You're a lady, and I'm not supposed to ask you that. And I know you're a little bit older than me. You know.
But I'm very proud of my age.
No. That's good. That's good. You know what? I'm a father now. You know, my son's 3 years old, and before he was born, I wasn't ashamed of my age. You know, nothing to be ashamed of. But I wasn't proud. You know, because I'm getting older, and I was like, oh, I'm getting older. Life sucks, whatever. But now that I'm a father, I enjoy my age because, you know, I got like my son. That's my you know my happy ending. That's like, you know, I got my son. I love being a dad. You know, and you know, I'm happy. Yeah, I love the age.
You guys
I
are
am.
the cutest together. I
Oh,
gotta
thank
tell you.
you.
I watch
Appreciate
all
it.
your stuff on Facebook of you and him every time.
Oh,
Oh
thank
my
you.
God, it kills me.
Thank you.
He dressed him up as Elvis for Halloween. I
Wow,
was
he was
peeing
a
on my
badass
pants.
Elvis.
Oh.
Yeah, he did the little dance, everything. He was like, Elvis, he did a shimmy. He was awesome. But enough about him, because I want to get to you, because I want to talk about this story. So, the reason I want to ask your age is because we had a mutual friend, Marilyn Martinez, who is one of the most big-hearted, most nicest, and most hilarious female comics I have ever met in my life, who passed away. And we were trying to find out. We were talking about, you know, how long ago exactly. It's about between 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah. I did.
All right, so we had like a viewing for her at the Comedy Store. All right, which, you know, I'm you know, I've been there, I performed there.
Her eulogy.
Yeah, her
yes.
eulogy.
Yeah.
I've never been like, you know, a regular there, but, you know, I do go in there and I sometimes hang out, whatever. But you were a regular, and you did something that blew about my mind and 300 other people that were there, and we were shocked because I knew you were an older woman, and you did something, and I was just like, wow, that's amazing. So I'm gonna let you take it from here because that's your story. So you gotta say this. 'Cause
Okay.
I was really like, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I used to see your shows and stuff like that. Oh, Ludo's cool, Ludo's cool. And you did that. I was, for like a quick minute, I was like, I want to do Ludo. You know, I was just like, wow, Ludo's hot. You know. So why didn't you know, Dave? No disrespect. I'm just saying your wife blew everybody's mind that night. So why don't you tell them what you did?
Oh my God. Okay, so what happened was Marilyn Martina, you know, we're having her eulogy, and as something happened in the room that it got really, really uptight, and I said, oh, the only way we're gonna get rid of this bad energy in this room is if somebody gets naked.
Yeah, there was almost the altercation between two people.
Between two comedians, exactly.
Yeah.
So then my friend goes, oh, you're gonna get naked? And I was like, no. And she goes, I said, you get naked. She goes, no, you get naked. I was like, okay. So anyway, so.
Real quick. Without saying names, the comic she was talking about, when she told me that story, for a second I was like, oh, I wish it was her instead. You know? but after I saw what I saw, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm glad it was you. You know, thumbs up, baby, thumbs up. You know.
So anyway, so then she goes, you're gonna do it. I was like, okay. So I had this long black coat on, and we're sitting in the middle of 350 people, 400 people, I don't know. And I just started going like this, and I started taking my clothes off underneath my coat in the middle of everybody, and nobody is seeing anything. But, you know, I was a dancer, so of course I know how to get naked without, you know, knowing that I'm getting naked. So anyway, so I take all my clothes off, and then I wrapped her around, and I give it to her, and I said, you hold this. And then she goes, okay, introduce Ludo right now, introduce Ludo right now. So I went on stage, and what's happening is that this girl, her whole theme on her comedy was about making a memory.
Memory.
So I
Talk about Marilyn Martinez.
Marilyn Martinez.
She made, not to cut you off, she made a lot of memories, and she's a beautiful woman, and a lot of comics would take turns speaking, and so you were one of the ones that went up there.
So this is my turn, and they introduced me, and I went up, and I had a beautiful poem on my pocket, and I read the poem, and then after the poem, I said, and now in honor of Marilyn Martinez, I would like to make a memory. And what happened was that I took my coat, and I went like this, and I opened my coat, and I was completely naked. Nothing.
The room went silent, mouths dropped, nobody can believe it, because, you know, Ludo, like, she's never been, you know, even though her act, she does like a sexy dance and stuff like that, she's never been like that type of comic where, you know, she dresses very provocative or anything like that. And, you know, I was a young comic at the time, and all of us were like, oh, snap, you know? And it was a hell of a memory.
Oh, it was a memory. It was a memory. And what my favorite part was, the one thing I was nervous about was the photographer. There's a photographer there taking pictures of everybody, and he's always admired my body. And Schwartz. And
Michael Schwartz.
He always admired my body, and you know, and in that moment I thought, oh, he's gonna take a picture. Oh, he's gonna take a picture. He's gonna take a picture. So he goes like this, and he sees me get naked, and he goes.
Mouths dropped, people.
And then he looked to everybody screaming because the whole room started screaming. And then when he went like this to take a picture again, I took my coat and I went. Like a dancer that I was, and I walk away. So nobody got to take a picture, and I'm going, damn, baby.
Yeah, lucky.
God, I would have loved to have a picture of that.
That would have been a good picture, though. That would have been an awesome picture.
Right?
Because, I mean, the way you posed, and then you were on stage, and the lighting and everything, you know, she looked like she had this, like, banging body. Well, you did. You had a nice body.
Thank you. I still have
I got to talk a little shit, because I'm a comic, I was like, okay, so her body doesn't age, just the face.
Just the face, baby. Just the hair, the gray hair. Oh my God.
But okay, so I was glad I was there. But what I really wanted to be at was when you had to tell your husband what you did. Because you know he was going to hear about it.
Oh my God.
You know he was going to hear about it.
Yeah, no,
so I want to know that story.
Oh, so then we're driving home, and I was with 4 other comedians, all the girls, and I said, okay, girls, so you guys are coming up with me so I can tell this what happened to my husband, right? They're like, oh no, we're not gonna go up
See,
with
they were
you.
smart.
No,
they
yeah,
were smart.
you know, and I'm like, oh, you bitches, come on, you gotta come up with me. They decided no, okay? So they drop me off and they leave. So now I go home and I'm like, baby, and he goes, how was everything? And I go, oh, baby, it was beautiful. And, you know, I created a memory for Marilyn. He goes, oh, how great. What did you do? I was like, well, so I then I tell him the story, right? And my beautiful husband, this is why I love this man. This is why I married this guy. He goes,
Fist bump.
yes. And I was like, that's my man, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, no, it was a beautiful experience. And you know what I love about that? You guys after that, nobody say hi, Ludo, how are you? No, they will go on their knees and they go.
Yeah, all of us, we see Ludo the next time, we are like, oh damn, you know, we're not worthy. I mean, yeah, you know, that was it was a great memory.
It's a memory. It's people still talking about it.
Yeah, yeah, you know, because well, the thing is,
it was on the paper too. They mentioned
Did they?
it on the paper. Yes, they say the actress comedian Ludovica make a memory on her own for Marilyn Martinez.
Oh wow,
It was in the newspaper. No picture. Damn.
we should have stayed there longer.
Ah!
But back then, you know, I had a Nokia phone. You know, the camera sucked. You know, it was just like a 1-inch screen. And then if you didn't have a camera, you know, I was hoping I'd hear a lot of, you know, that little, you know.
Everybody just freaked out so hard. They just started screaming. I mean, one thing is to go topless or whatever, but I went all
you
the
went
way.
full
baby.
Monty.
You can see the mohawk and everything. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome. You know, like for us young comics, we were like, oh, you know, I'm like, you know, I was like, I'm gonna come here every week. You know. See who's doing it this week, you know? That was awesome though.
And you know what the funny thing is too, like this comedian, he was in Alaska at the time. I can't remember. And he comes and look at me. He goes, "I heard what you did." I go, "You were in Alaska?" He goes, "I knew 2 minutes later."
Oh yeah, you know what? That's true. I'm not gonna lie. One thing is comics. We be snitching on everything. You know, like they're like comics are like informants. You know, they'll let you know the 411 and everything. And that as soon as you did it, I saw a couple of guys texting. Like oh Ludo did this, Ludo did that.
Oh,
that was an awesome memory. So so anyways, hey, thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself, your stories. Let people know where they can find you at.
Well,
Social media.
I am on Facebook. My name is spelled Ludo space capital Vika. It's Ludovica, but it's Ludovica. And my website, ludovica.com.
That means .com.
.com, yes. And what else? You can find me at home, with my husband, and you can find me on your shows.
Yes, I've said it before. I produce a lot of shows, and I use Ludo a lot. And we actually drove here because sometimes we have car problems, and she's having car problems. So I picked her up, and I booked her for 2 shows on the way here. So
careful with the Volkswagen Jettas, okay?
Yeah. So March 22nd, I'm having a birthday show in San Pedro at Babouche Moroccan Restaurant. It's a new venue that I started. And I asked you to be on the show, but I know you got something on Thursday. You do acting or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm going to try.
She said she might try to make it. But April 28th, we're going to be in Lancaster at Gino's Restaurant, which is an awesome show. My boy DJ Q Ball and my boy DJ Episode produced that, along with me. They're the promoters. And we have about 200, 250 people every show. It's awesome. Ludovica's going to be one of the comics. You can add me again on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Beny Mena. Capital BENY, capital MENA, and look us up.
And you know what else too? I'm doing this tour thing I told you about, the Me Too comedy tour. Look for it, Me Too comedy tour coming up.
So the thing about the Me Too thing, they should have called it instead of like hashtag it happened to me, because like for example, I got a buddy that on Instagram, he posted like, hey, I'm going to go to Vegas, who's down to go? And now these guys put like hashtag I want to go, hashtag I want to go. So I put hashtag me too, and I didn't think about what I did. And somebody goes, "What do you mean me too?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go to Vegas," And they're like, "No, man, me too." And I was like, "Oh, so they should have been called something else, like hashtag it happened to me."
But let me tell you something. I know a lot of people are gonna think that we're gonna trash man because what's happening. No, this is gonna be the contrary. Me Too comedy tour is healing through laughter. So we're actually talking about this to get men and women together again. Because you know something, baby? We cannot live without you, guys. Okay? And we need each other to love each other. And that's my whole thing. It's like, keep the sex going on the relationship because, it's very necessary.
I think you're saying that.
And, yes, and keep it safe. Keep the sex safe, baby. And love each other and kiss each other and fuck each other a lot and be happy.
And yeah, because men can't live without women either.
Exactly.
We'll be very happy, but only for a short time before it gets miserable again.
Yeah, this is what God created us, so we can love each other.
Love each other, and for men can work their asses off, so you can be spoiled brats. That's anyways. Until next time, this is Offstage with Beny Mena. Today, my guest was the beautiful Ludovica. See you guys later. Peace out.
Hey guys, it's Ellie here. I am a singer and an actress. You guys can find all of my recent commercials and all the recent videos on all my social media, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can find me on Ellie. You guys can listen to all of this on BTB, i3, and LVU Phonico Radio.
If you don't want to fall immediately and immutably into love, look away. If you don't want to find yourself suddenly discontented, disconcerted, distracted, look away. If you don't want to be held against your will or bound to something, anything, like heat or want or hurt. If you don't want even a glimpse at where you always secretly suspected your life could lead. If you don't want to be seduced, then please, please, look away.
Hi, I'm Jessie Martin. Join us every Tuesday from 5 to 6 on the Legacy Direct Show, where we have different guests and talk about different topics. Get to learn more about our friends right here on LP and Bonico Radio. Don't miss it.
When you look for things, when you search the polished showrooms, the markets, an SUV existing far beyond the ordinary, an SUV what you live for. I am the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, the first sport utility vehicle created by Alfa Romeo.